appeal, because I don't know, Minister, how you can't get it, and as Deputy Mayor said, surely you know from the taxi drivers, from the musicians, the artists, from, you might know, but in the countryside, from the ready-mix truck owner, self-employed, from the flat truck and the tipper body owner, self-employed, from the minibus, owner-driven, from a whole plethora of groups that just because they don't have a rateable premises, they don't qualify. And I mean, and the musicians, and the sound engineers and the light engineers, their van and their equipment could be worth 100,000. I won't worth it, but I mean, that's what it costs. And in many cases, they have mortgaged, used their house, their home, as collateral to buy that. And they didn't mind that. They were brave and proud and loved their talent and loved their business, self-employed, maybe employing other people at times as well. And to think that they can't get anything. And then you remove the moratorium as well from the banks to be after them for those people. And some of those can't sleep now. And they're ill now because they're so worried and so frightened. They have wives and families to support. And they have bills to pay. And, you know, taxi drivers, badminton, certainly. There was nobody in the last several months needing the taxis. And I feel so sorry for them. We also have, as I said, the man of the bread van. There's piles of them, and they're self-employed people. They pay their taxes and they're registered. And they want to work. They don't want to working long hours and arduous jobs and giving a service to the public. And the public in turn reciprocate by going with them and working with them and hiring them and engaging with them. And that's the way it works. And that's what makes them tick. But as regards the musicians, they love to impart their talent and their culture and their tanga and your music song. And the people love it. And they're missing it too. So there's so much sadness and being down about it because they love it. And they travel maybe God knows where, but they can't even get it over, they get it on Zoom now or something if they can. But many of the cohorts of people that can't don't get it. But we need to think of those people. And there's large cohorts. Large, and not small. And then, as I said, the artists, then many of them did apply for other grants, but a small minority got them. And I'm not against the Arts Council, but they got huge funding. And some of the bigger companies got huge funding. And some of them got multiple funding for different schemes. But the ordinary bioga, the man in the van, and the man in the taxi, or the man in the truck, or whatever, they weren't able to get anything. And they will be needed again if we're going to have a recovering economy. They will be needed to supply, meet supply and demand and to kickstart our economy. But above all, they have, as I said, wives and partners and families, and they need to be supported, and they need to be helped, and, you know, they have to be educated and pay for college fees and everything else as well. So it's very short-sighted, just because they hadn't rateable premises that they couldn't get supports. What happened to the Colin Kale now? We're all in this together. We're not in all this together. As I said, the banks are knocking at the doors. Revenue in some cases are knocking at doors as well and writing to them. And these people are so fearful, especially in these dark, long days now, and to see the lockdowns and continuing, and they're not allowed to make their living. So they must be entitled to get some support from the state, because above all, as I said, they would be working if they were allowed to work. And work safe. I came over in a taxi this evening. He spent money converting his taxi into quite safe. And he, again, I just said, how are you getting on? Don't even ask, he says. Don't even ask. And he's only out, I'd say, just to get out of the house to do a few runs. And this evening was busy enough, I thought, the traffic. He said, die after 6 o'clock. Just die. So they, self-employed, newish car, cost money, rate our insurance, tax, insurance, you name everything. They have to pay those bills the same as anybody else. So I think it's so sad that those cohorts of people, and there are many others as well that I didn't mention, that should have got it. Again, the pensioners have been totally neglected because if they were over 66, they didn't get a penny from anywhere. And they couldn't, and all they wanted was the balance between what they had and the pension. So it's kind of heartless, and we've been at this drum beating for months. And why you can't listen, or why there can't be some bit of equity and fairness for those groups of people, it's so badly needed. Good.